it is important, but you don't have to do it all. You don't have to do it all. Maybe just one thing, add one thing. And then later, when you feel like you're at the level where you got the video editing down, but use OBS, and you can save a copy of your live stream to a hard drive. Just make sure it's a second hard drive, because think of it as two turntables and a microphone. When this one's spinning and doing the gameplay and everything like that, you don't want to have the recording going on that, because now it's got to dance all around. Where what I do is the game and the operating system, everything on one hard drive. The other hard drive is just writing. So it's just writing that information. So it doesn't have to jump all over here and do other things, because it is a needle on a microphone. Not a microphone, needle on a record type of thing. So there's a small answer.
Seraph?
Yeah.
What's the
Forgot what
question?
yeah, that's what I was going to say. I forgot what the question was too. We were talking about whether or not we think that Blizzard should implement flying in
Oh,
Harvard
okay.
Monastery.
And
That
actually,
question:
yeah.
Yeah.
how does a new streamer who enjoys only streaming make advancements in video editing and networking and marketing? For me, I only enjoy streaming, not the other things. Basically, just streaming, not anything
Yeah,
else.
I mean that's mainly what I do is mostly stream, and like I have a Twitter, but I don't have like I don't do a lot of my YouTube stuff. My YouTube channel is really old, and I put like Smash videos on it a long time ago, but it really wasn't. It never took off, and it was before I even started my channel, so it's kind of like not connected. And I might one of these days I might go back and reinvent my YouTube and put stuff up there, but you don't have to if your goal is not to get like to make it a business. If your goal is to make it a business, like Ghost said, then you have to, sometimes you have to do stuff you don't want to do, but the end goal is worth the work, and it really boils down to that. Like, if you're willing to put in the effort to get where you want to get, like, I mean, you can just be a casual streamer. There's nothing wrong with that, and you can make some money on the side. And if you have a strong, steady job, and you don't have that much time to devote, then that's perfect. But if you want to make streaming a career, then you might actually have to get out there and market a little bit, even if you start small, just like a Twitter, and you tweet out when you stream, or if you want to go full blown like YouTube videos and everything, then you can do that. So
Awesome.
Hybrid saying too about video editing can be fun. I really enjoyed it, but my first video, if you watch it, the one that's still my biggest, is one cut with a bad microphone that you can barely hear me. I'm very quiet. Like, I'm very quiet, but it's still my biggest view. But there were literally one cut, no edits, like no, even a no voice edit. I had to say that I didn't know how to cut and paste. I just basically took, maybe I cut the ends off of it and then just talked through it. But that's, you start with what you know, and then you can get into multiple stuff or not. It's just pretty easy. Um, and you were, yeah, Sarah, if you were saying something else I wanted to talk about, you said about the, if you want to do it, yeah, what level do you want to do it? The thing is I don't believe I would ever have Twitter or Facebook if YouTube in the beginning worked, because they used to have bulletins where you could send a message to all your viewers, and they took that away. They also used to publish it to everybody, and then they screwed that up on purpose or not, who knows. But the thing is the reason why we use Twitter and other notifications is because sometimes Twitch or YouTube doesn't work properly. And if they don't, you want to make sure your audience knows, because I hate to say it, out of sight, out of mind. Like, we can all, I want everybody to think about somebody that they enjoyed 6 years ago on YouTube. Think of a video that, like, remember when Michael Buckley, he was great. He did that series, What the Buck Show. We had Fred, okay? Let's use Fred. I'm not saying everybody here watched Fred, but everybody knows Fred. But the thing is when was the last time we thought about Fred or saw anything from Fred? Neither. Okay, this is probably the first time that hey guys, it's Fred. You know what, he did well for what he did. He hats off anybody who makes it and puts themselves out there. That's what it's about. But everybody's been talking about PewDiePie and things like that presently. But think of that, out of sight, out of mind. You really need to. You really do need to at least contact the people who want to see your stuff. That's my only regret was not the fact that YouTube kind of screwed up. I feel bad more for my audience that there was videos they could have enjoyed that they just don't know about. And that's why right now I'm at a point where things are going out again, things are happening, but at the same time, yeah, you gotta hit a little bit of social networking is not going to hurt. Just and like I said, choose one. Don't jump in to the whole gamut because it is overwhelming. A little bit, and then down the road, if you say, hey, like I don't do Snapchat, I don't do that other one. What's the other one called? Instagram. I basically do Twitter is my main one, right? And I'm probably missing out. To be quite honest, I'm probably missing out by not going into that because the moment I jumped onto Facebook and Twitter, numbers went, oh, we're so happy you're here. We're so happy you're here, you know? So, you know?
Oh, I got some people coming in with a lot of questions for you, Hobbs.
Yeah, I see that.
And I mean, we'll cover two questions really quick, and then we have our final question because I know you guys got to go. Hobbs, what do you? Well, this question comes in from Todd Rugley. He says, "What do you think that you had? When did you think that you found yourself, found your voice before you started your content creation? When did you think you finally found the voice of Wow Hobbs as a broadcaster or as a content maker?
Okay, so I want to understand this question. What do you mean?
Like, when did you think you found yourself as a broadcaster, like, or a content provider? Like, when did you know this is your final form, or close to it,
I
or
don't.
or is this anything like that at all?
Um, I don't know. I like when I put out my first one. Here's the other thing. I've always wanted to work on my own. I love the creativity and I've always wanted to entertain, but I have had other businesses that weren't like in entertainment. It was in products and stuff. And um, but I do like the freedom of creativity of doing things when I want to. You know what I mean? Like now. Um, but when I finally found out, I guess, when was I going to continue on, I enjoyed the journey. Like when I put up the first YouTube video, I wasn't expecting huge things, but I had a few sponsorships early on that, like I had some income from the blog. The advertising revenue actually did quite well at the beginning, which was something that I didn't expect, but it was probably within X number of months, I started to, I don't know, I was starting to make more at home than I was at my job. I started to care less about my job, unfortunately, but I never really cared about it much in the first place other than the paycheck. Where here, I care about everything about this. I care about the presentation. I care about getting the best emoticons. Not just it's not just money. Like once you can reach a certain level of income above your necessities and a little bit for luxury and security, once you're past that, if you can keep going with this and you can keep making it and you can keep progressing with it, then you're gonna. That's what you do to love. Like that's what I love. But when I knew, I don't know when I knew it was going to be it. I kind of, I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. There's been so many cool stuff that happened over the last 8 years that have been pretty awesome and overwhelming sometimes. And like when Halo 2 came out, um we had a promotion with Machinima where they said if you'd like comment on it or something, and I was the biggest thing on YouTube there, and there was more comments in the Hobbs video in the chat that said Hobbs, and there was about Halo 2, and I don't know if I was helping or hurting that more at that point, but it was pretty neat to have um, that type of networking power. It was lovely. I still love it. Like even now to see 70 people in here, I love the fact that I'm helping. I'm hoping you guys all follow ghosts that are here because you know what, this gentleman puts his heart into this. He and Seraph as well. Seraph games and is a true gamer, and that's the thing with the two of them. I don't know if Seraph's got a link anywhere. If somebody could link that, but the thing is, um, it makes everybody, you know what, at the end when we shout somebody out, it makes somebody's day. That's 100% why I love doing this too, is uh helping somebody else out that I know that is, I don't want to say struggling because I'm struggling. Everybody struggles. The struggle is real. As long as you're struggling and progressing, it's good. But I'm just saying that my shout out can take them higher than some, just like Towley takes me higher than me just regularly broadcasting. Like if Towley or Bashira swing by, you guys see it. I don't have 2,000 people every day, but I do that day.
Yeah.
So it helps me as well. So yeah, it's lovely. um, the Nfunk says, what do you think of the future of streaming? Do you think that's uh, if not, what would you like to and this ties into some other questions about YouTube. Do you think it's going to help or hurt? I think it's going to help. Back, Hybrid Panda would remember this because he was back with Machinima at the time. Machinima was the only one you could sign with, and then you could get called the sellout forever, for at least a few months. And then what happened was it was the only way you could really make some money just directly from your videos, because if you were independent and you did gaming, they would flag it. They would say this isn't your copyright, but for some reason they wouldn't overhear the same content. So you had to do it to continue on. The thing is, though, you had to put it onto their channel to get paid, not on your own. And then one day another company started, but they let their people put the content on their own channel. And that eventually got adapted into the machinima world. And now it's everywhere. If you sign with a partnership, you can put content on your own channel. You're not feeding one entity, right? So the thing is do I think this is great for Twitch? I do. I think hitbox competition is good for us as people, because Twitch hasn't. I love Twitch because it hasn't gone to the nasty world of YouTube. Really did, honestly. I sent Hybrid a thing where I was just fed up, man. There's been a few times I've been fed up because I knew that it wasn't me not pushing my stuff out to my people. It wasn't me making shitty content. It was just them not delivering. And I was so sick of it. And then they started having the bleed effect, which I call, most of the gamers will know this effect, where I would look on my right sidebar and it would recommend everybody under the sun that was already bigger than me. But then I'd go to their channel and they would only have themselves recommended on the side.
Oh,
And it
wow.
didn't, yeah, it still happens today. Like if you look at some YouTubes, okay, like let's say between 100,000, 200,000, but then you see on the right, it recommends the top YouTubers. But you go to the top YouTubers and you see which ones they recommend, then like, and it's not the YouTuber's fault. It's the system. It just bleeds one way. So I'm slowly feeding these other people while I'm struggling to talk to my 10% of my audience that they're only broadcasting to. So my 10% might turn into lower and lower and lower. So the thing is Twitch doesn't do that. Twitch, there's once in a while you'll see 4 recommended, but it's not bombarded. They still have that natural thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a huge believer in the free market for us all, because you said earlier you could go to Hitbox Ghost, but you decided not to.
Could have.
Yeah, we all could, right? Because it might be a bit easier, but I think that this right now is good. And remember that other one, Own 3D? I went over to Own 3D because I was networking with Athene and Swifty. We were hanging out doing a lot of power leveling, and I was helping Athene with his Athene Live and everything else like that, right?
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
I have one question that before we go into some more questions, I have a personal question. It was asked last time. Some Synapse viewers asked the same question, and I have to ask you the same question. How do you feel? How do you?
Excuse me. No, go on.
Okay, here we go. How do you feel about being literally the inspiration for people to actually turn on that webcam or download their first video on YouTube? How do you feel when people say, "Hey Hobbs, not for nothing, it was because of you I got into World of Warcraft. It's because of you I started twitching. It's because of you I started YouTubing. As a matter of fact, it's because of you I'm successful." How do you feel when when people that probably would have never have taken this step into broadcasting